And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second episode of the Sausage Fest podcast. My name is Ben, aka That Boy Mental, along with my co host Jordan, aka
Ah,
Chaos.
how's it going?
And we got Austin, aka Studman.
Howdy.
And real quick, we just want to start off with a quick thank you to literally everyone. Uh, we did extremely well for what I thought was a very average first episode.
It was all them clowns, bro. They showed up. Told you that was gonna be a large majority of our audience.
You're right. You're right. I should have. Maybe that's why the views were low to begin with. I roasted them. They all came back.
Under-
It all works
Underestimated 'em.
out.
Yeah.
They were just listening in the car,
Yeah.
I mean, there was like 20 of them bitches in there,
I got more views than it actually shows.
Yeah.
'Cause there's 20 in one vehicle.
True.
Exactly.
True. Anyway, seriously though, thank you guys so much. You guys were awesome. We are at 79 views for our very first YouTube
Not
video.
bad. I'm about to quit my job tomorrow.
Yeah, no
Doing
kidding.
this long
Easy.
time.
Yeah.
Start making 79 cents a day. Damn
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Better.
We
better
can
than
split
what
it
I'm
3
making now.
ways. Yes,
That's
sir.
like a quarter a piece.
Dude,
Not
that's
bad.
All right, who gets the extra penny though?
uh
Probably
me.
rock paper scissors, bro. Wait, no.
no, I'm selfish. I'm taking that shit. Anyway, seriously, thank you guys. It was seriously incredible to watch. We're already at 79 views, 11 subscribers, and 8 likes. That's a lot for like a very first YouTube video. So
I mean,
seriously, once
68
again,
people
thank
hate
you.
us, but it's okay.
That that's true, but at the same time, we'll win them back. I got confidence. Anyway,
Can't hate us forever.
They
anyway.
can, but it's okay.
I know this is something we've all been talking about in our spare time, and I know it's something we like to joke with one each other about.
Women.
Women. Our first topic.
Especially
of
Ben,
the
because he likes men.
Yes. Yes.
It's definitely someone thinks I'm gay by the end of that first episode and this one. But yeah. Anyway, we all had our ups and downs in our past relationships and probably our current. And by we, I mean you guys.
By the way, Ben's single too, so
I
if
am
you
very
are
single.
a homosexual male.
And if you're not, hit me up. And if you're...
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Anyway, seriously, I know you guys are really excited to talk about this topic. Do you guys have any like immediate stories that come to mind when you think about your past relationships?
So, I mean, obviously, like we talked about our Chick-fil-A relationship story or whatever. First recorded, and that got fucked up. Thank you, Ben.
Good job.
Yeah.
But I think we should probably start with that, no?
Yeah, that's fine.
If you
That's
want to, go for it.
I think that's a good intro to introduce you guys.
All right, so essentially at the current time, it was probably about, I don't know, I'd say my sophomore or junior year of high school. Probably the same for Austin, about the same age.
Yep.
We were working at Chick-fil-A at the time, and I started somewhat earlier than he did. I'd say I probably worked there for about a year before me. But anyhow, obviously you get to work and you meet new people. It's just one of those places. And obviously there was a couple girls there that everybody is into, started talking to, and all that other good stuff.
A couple guys people were into as well.
Yeah. So there was this girl that a couple of us liked, and initially one of our other buddies, Nick, kind of liked her first, got with her, and that didn't really work out too well. So what ended up happening is they split up, and me and Austin kind of started talking to her at the same time. And that was obviously not good for us. But we didn't know it at the time either. We were completely oblivious to the fact that either one of us was talking to the same girl.
We got played.
So essentially that turned out horribly for us, and then I quit talking to Austin for, I don't know, I'd say a good 2 or 3 weeks.
Glorious
Completely
2 weeks, by
mad.
the way.
Do what?
Glorious 2 weeks, by the way.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Didn't
I
have
didn't
to
have
deal
to
with
watch-
your ugly ass.
Yeah, I didn't have to watch my back. Thought I was
Yeah.
gonna get shot.
You almost did get shot. Just kidding. I don't have a gun anyway. But, so at this point, I don't know what else to say.
Wasn't there a big
Me-
fight that you said happened?
No, there wasn't
not necessarily
necessarily
a
a
fight.
fight. Not
I mean,
necessarily a fight.
There was a meat freezer they got
And
fisted,
got
but that was about
severely
it.
punched, yes.
Yeah, that was about it.
That was
Other
about
than
it.
other than that, we ended up getting over it. And then she, did I tell you guys what happened at the end of our relationship?
I don't think
I don't
so.
believe so.
No.
So oh, this is embarrassing. She dropped me off at my house because I had my license, but I didn't have a car at that time because I just couldn't find a car that was, I don't know, it was so, finding a car is so stupid. That's another story, but whatever. So I couldn't find a car. So she dropped me off at my house and then she just breaks down crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? I was like, we just hung out all day. What are you crying about? I go, you know, I'm ugly. We've been dating for a month now. There's no way that possibly can be the answer or why you're crying. And then randomly she's like, no, my friend, I'm not going to say the name, another girl was like mad at her that she was like dating me. And I was like, why does she care if she's your friend? She should be happy. I was like, I don't even know this girl. How is she mad? And then we find out like 3 months later that them two had been fooling around and you know what girls do
Ah,
at sleepovers, not pillow fights.
ah,
Yeah,
ah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, Austin, that's how my very first relationship went.
But like I wasn't upset, which is crazy because like you'd think I would be, but I was more or less just like, you know what? That makes sense. I understand now. Everything
Does
I can see
everything click
clearly
into
now. You know,
place?
Claritin commercial. I understood it all at that point.
He
So
said I
was
took medicine and it just
yeah,
worked out.
yeah. I just popped a few pills and everything was fine.
Oh,
But
don't
no,
say it like that. Now you
what?
sound suicidal.
Oh,
And now Austin's a druggie. If you guys need
Yeah.
help,
So?
you can find a hotline.
dare.
Is that a hotline?
I don't know.
I know it's a program, but I thought that was like a middle school.
Hotline bling.
Yes.
Jesus Christ! Now we're gonna
Yes.
have to attach
Yes.
the suicide hotline to all the fucking
Oh,
attachments on
no.
everything.
No, no,
Oh,
I'm not
no.
doing that.
But no, yeah, that's how that ended. That was interesting. But no, I have a hilarious first. I think it's my first official relationship. I guess you can say. I wouldn't even say it's official. Anyway, it was 8th grade, and this girl was like, I don't know. I mean, some girls like when they liked you, or some people, I guess, in Ben's case, because you know men. But when they like you, they're mean to you. And so she was like super mean to me, and I was like, I don't understand what this girl's problem is. So I was mean back, right? I was like, no one's gonna flex on me. That calm down in the background. No one's gonna flex on me and be tougher than me, right? So I was always making fun of her. She was making fun of me, and then everyone's just like, you know, she likes you, right? And I'm like, really? You know, I'm 14. I've never been in a relationship. I'm super innocent, child of God. You know, like I had no idea what was going on. So then she goes, yes, I like you. So then I get her number. I start texting her. Within a week, I ask her out. She's like super excited, and then she can't wait to see me at school the next day. I completely ignored her for a week straight, like at school, but like I text her, right? Like I don't know if I was scared or what it was, but I just didn't want to see her at school. And then finally, when she like called me out on not wanting to see her, I finally went up to her in the hallway. I was like, all right, I'll give you a hug. And then when I gave her a hug, I gave her a normal hug. It was no side hug like Nick. Shout out Nick. But I gave her a hug. And then when she was turning around to like leave to go get on the bus, I gave her like 3 back pats. I was like, "Have a nice day," and I was like, and then I got broken up with her, and I was like,
It's the back.
I
I would have
wonder
broke
what
up
did
with you
it.
too. What a fucking loser!
What did
like,
I
what
do?
the fuck?
So hang on.
Good game.
Yeah, GG, bro.
It was like a pat on the ass in football.
Yeah, yeah, like good stuff.
You'd have been
boys.
better off smacking her ass. That's
Probably.
So wait,
That was that. That was hilarious.
How long did that actually like quote unquote officially last?
I don't know, 2.5 weeks. She sat at a lunch table like right next to mine, and we were just in like big group or like the big tables that fit like 8 people, and she was literally like, I could like if I leaned over to the right, I'd punch her in the back of the head, but I would never sit with her.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
you were just kind of setting yourself up for failure there.
Yeah, I mean, do I regret it? No, I don't care.
I mean, yeah,
It's not
looking
like she
back
was
now,
ugly, because she's not ugly. I mean, she's a good-looking girl, but like,
he's got to say that to cover his ass now.
no, I mean, she is. She's nice. Well, I wouldn't say she's nice, but nice looking.
You
he
literally
said.
just
I still
talked.
think she's thick.
You literally were just talking about how she was bullying you. And you said she's
She
nice.
was bullying me. She was mean. She was meaner than I am. I'd say I could be fairly mean with my words.
Really? Who would have
No.
thought?
Shut up, fatty. But no, anyway.
You calling me fat and homo literally like the last 2 episodes.
What was your first relationship like? What was his name? Started off that way.
So her, actually, I'm not
Oh.
gonna say her name. Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't say her name.
yeah, no, I probably shouldn't.
I mean, you could make
It-
up a name.
No, I'm not even gonna bother doing that because
Oh,
I'll be honest, the relationship lasted like 4 days, if that.
that's okay.
It was
That's
You know,
sad.
that seems to be a reoccurring trend with your relationships.
so.
4 days?
So the longest
Like you can't
relationship
even get through a full work week.
I
Can't even get through 40 hours.
so I will say I blame most of that first relationship on the fact that we flirted for like a full year with each other, and I never pulled the trigger on it.
So you were basically in a
I was in a relationship
relationship,
without
but you
being in a
weren't in a
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I understand.
I never pulled the trigger on it until like it was like the last 2 months of summer break. I finally asked because I was desperate, mostly. Yeah.
Understandable.
And she said,
Um,
yeah. We talked for a couple more days after that, and then she was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this unless like I can see you like every other day or something like that, something along those lines. I said,
Yeah,
yeah,
Found somebody with a bigger dick.
pretty much, yeah.
Or just a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
I ended up seeing her at school like the second or third day into school, and by then she already had a girlfriend, and they are still together this day. So shouts to them. I'm glad they're happy.
She
and all
had a
that.
girlfriend.
She got a girlfriend. Yeah, after we like
Oh, so I guess
stopped
we both
talking.
were in the same type of boat.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, y'all both taking the big L's out
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I'm happy.
Jordan,
For,
I
I'm
told
happy
you what
for her.
happened to my one relationship, right? Another
Which
Chick-fil-A
one?
relationship.
Which one?
I only had two.
I don't remember the other one.
Really?
no,
I'm clueless. Give me a name or like
I
don't
wanna
give a
you
name.
I
Yeah.
don't
or
wanna give you a
something,
name.
just something.
Sister.
Oh.
Yeah. See?
Oh.
No, I knew he
Oh.
would get that. I knew he would get
I
that.
remember now. Oh God,
Do
yeah.
you
So
remember what happened?
yeah, with our
Yeah.
other buddy. Yes.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
I-
This sounds weird now.
I only talked to one. Are you talking about?
Holy crap! Just tell the story already.
All right, no, I'll tell you the one. Okay, so basically, we had dated once for like 3 months, and then I got broken up with. Because for another guy, I think, and then I think. No, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm butchering the story. I'm butchering my own life story. That's sad, isn't it? Basically, we were dating, right? We had been dating for like 2 months. She invited me over to her house. Her parents weren't home, but I didn't. I don't think I knew. I might have known. I don't know. If I did, I didn't care, and if I didn't, I probably still didn't care. So she wasn't allowed to have people over, but I didn't care. It's not my house. So I went over. We're just laying on the couch, just talking, right? And then all of a sudden, the dog starts barking, and I'm like, "Oh well, dogs are kind of dumb." And then boom, someone comes to the front door and just looks at us, and it was her sister. And she's just like seems confused, and I'm like, why is she confused? I'm a male, she's a female. We're sitting on the couch. It's a nice couch. What do you want? And then all of a sudden, as I'm focusing on the front door, I hear a garage, like the outside door shut, and then the inside door walking into the kitchen. I hear keys hit the counter, and I just look up, face to face with her father, who already didn't like me. Which I think he was just offended because my IQ was above
I'm
his, and I was
stupid.
17 at the point time. I think he's upset. So I just
I
see
know
him
who you're talking
standing
about
there.
now.
Yeah, you should.
I know who
see,
you're talking about now.
I
I'm
see him
retarded.
standing there with her mom, and they're just staring at me, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm just chilling."
This
I
is
was.
a nice couch.
I was just chilling. Like it's not like anything happened, nothing inappropriate, nothing bad. We were just sitting on the couch. I think we were watching like that '70s show or something. And then literally he just like looks at me, and he's like, "I think you should leave." And like in my head, I'm like, "I think I should too. That's a valid point."
I'll be on my way now.
I walk very swiftly to go grab my shoes by the front door, and it's about 20 feet from the couch. So I get there, I put on my shoes, I'm opening the door. He's yelling at her on the couch, right? I turn around, my keys, wallet, and phone are on the stand that's right past him. I'm like, oh, that's just unfortunate. So I didn't run to make it look weird, like I was up to bad. So I just walked super fast, got that stuff, and was just out. And then I just got in my car. I was, and then yeah, we never ended up talking again.
Damn. That's
But they were more mad at me, and you know what? Even to this day, like if I saw her parents, like I've moved on, but they were pieces of shit, and I don't care what anyone says. They were terrible people. Her mom was nice, but her dad was an asshole. Like if I saw him in public, I might punch him in the nose, bro. He was such an asshat.
You know, he actually works there now.
I believe it. The whole family does. You know what?
Yeah, they all
I'm
do.
not gonna get
Yeah, they're all
angry
there.
or
Keep throwing
insult
people
him, but
underneath
I
the
believe
bus,
it.
why don't you?
I believe it. It makes sense. No, he was mad. The first time I knew he was mad at me, he was super happy, and then he goes, "You like motorcycles?" I was like, "No, I'm not really into motorcycles." And then I just got like insulted, but it was like low key insults the entire time, and I was like, "Okay, that's why you can't grow hair. Keep being angry."
Oof.
Well,
Anyway, someone else can go now that I'm got something
Jordan,
off
you
my
got
chest.
any good first relationships? Or just relationship
Oof.
stories?
Ah, God. The first one was. Yeah, we're
All
not
right, I'm
gonna
gonna go back into this one more
talk.
time though. Honest opinions though. Do you think I did anything wrong?
If
Like, should
did
I have gone over there? Maybe not. But is it my problem? Not really. It's
did
more or less whoever invited whoever over,
yeah,
right?
did she invite you over?
Yeah. She asked them if I could come over, and they said no. We're going somewhere. You can either come with us or stay here, but he's not allowed to come over.
Well then,
That's what she. And then she invited me over, and I don't remember if she said it was okay or not. Either way, I still believe it's like 99% her fault.
yeah,
Just
she
wanted to
knew
get
the
that out there.
risks. Yeah, that,
Yeah. But they hated me anyway. I don't know.
that sounds like it wasn't gonna work out
Athletic
either
white
way.
kid. I don't know why they'd hate me.
Quote unquote athletic. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you this. You're more athletic than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not saying much.
Listen, I played soccer for 8 years. Shut up.
Fuck.
Probably because you're ginger.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, I played midfield. I did good.
I don't even
I
know what
was
that means.
getting
I
at
hate
they were.
soccer.
I was getting at they were worried he was gonna steal her soul.
Oh yeah, I threatened them. Yeah.
She didn't have a soul to steal.
That's yeah.
Is that because she was a ginger?
No.
Oh.
She was nice. Honestly, I shouldn't say anything bad because I'm more mature than that. But the whole situation angered me
Fucking
because
bitch.
it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I don't like people preemptively judging people and they don't know them. Because they didn't know me. And they just judged me anyway. Like, he doesn't like motorcycles? He must be gay or so. I don't know what they were thinking in their head, but that's what it felt like.
Not only that, but like you were barely old enough to like ride
I
a
was
motorcycle.
17. The other thing that was angering me was she would text me and she'd be like, "My parents think you're awkward. You don't talk to them." I go, "They don't talk to me. They're grown ass adults. I'm 17. What do you want from me?
Yeah, there's
Am
not
I
much
supposed
of a
to fucking
connection.
talk about Sir Isaac Newton and Neil deGrasse Tyson with them? Like fucking astrophysics while I'm sitting on the couch? Like, what do you want from me?"
Well, they wouldn't think you're awkward then. They just think you're a nerd. So
Right.
at least
Yeah.
there's
And
that.
it's like, but the thing is, it's like when you're hosting or having someone over, and especially if you're older, you should be the one initiating conversation. Ask questions or something. You know, be like, "Hey, so what are your
Yeah.
dreams, and aspirations?" You don't sit on the couch, stare at them, and then when they don't talk to you, say they're being awkward. That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
and then get mad about it.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
what
get
the fuck?
mad. Yeah, because they literally wouldn't talk to me, and then they tell her, and then obviously she'd tell me that they were like, "They think you're awkward," and I'm like, maybe they should speak up.
So to be fair, that goes back to not even being a host thing. It goes back
Yeah.
to, hey, my daughter is dating this guy. I should probably get to know him a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
that
even.
too.
It's not even a host thing. It's just like
Yeah.
you know.
It's yeah, I don't know.
Anyway. Yeah.
I'm not angry about it, just
Yeah.
reminiscing.
Anyway, Jordan, you want to go on with your story, or you want me to go with one?
I mean, you can go if you want. I think
Uh,
me and Austin have talked quite a bit.
I want to know what Jordan was thinking after you're done, Ben, about what my other story was.
Well, I don't know because I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know much about your guys' past relationships at all. I've literally met both
Good.
of you while you're in the middle of your current relationships. So, I'll tell you about the last girlfriend I had, because I've only ever had two. I count two real girlfriends. The last girlfriend I had, I ended up meeting on Tinder, which is already a bad start. But I was, socially awkward as I normally am. And I was like, well, this is kind of the only way I'm going to ever meet anyone, I think, because I'm not going to go up and talk to anyone. So I was like, sure, I'll try Tinder. And I ended up matching with this, I'm not going to even name her, but I ended up matching with this girl that it was late at night. I was like 1, 2 o'clock
Catfish.
at night. I thought for sure it was a catfish.
For sure.
Yeah. And we started texting a little bit, just randomly, and I ended up staying up until like 3:30 texting her. And she seemed alright. She was cool. I mean, I didn't know her super well, obviously. But, I mean, from what I could tell, she was alright. And she hits me with the, can I come over?
Nah, catfish.
Yeah. I actually made her prove that it was her.
Okay, you're gonna have Chris Hansen knocking on your door,
Right. Right. She proved. She said, "Yeah, it's really me," and she gave me like everything that I asked for, like to prove it. I don't remember what it was
I'm
at the
Chris
time.
Hansen.
Yeah.
Dateline. This is To Catch a Predator.
but anyway, she was like serious. She was serious because I guess she was having a bad day at her house. I guess something was happening with her folks that wasn't good. She was
Her
like,
dad beats her.
we'll get to that later. But
Oh.
but she was basically along the lines of, can I come over? And I said no. What are you, stupid? It's like, how? First of all, how do I know you're not gonna kill me? Second of all, how do you know I'm not gonna kill you? I was like, no, we literally met I started talking to you like an hour ago, hour and a half
It's
ago.
a risk you have to be willing to take.
I was not willing to take it at 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing I had to like do stuff for the next
Dude,
day.
Anyone that's on a dating website at 4 a.m. is a psychopath, and I don't care what anyone says.
Thank you, I know. But anyway, I was like, no. I'm like, I'm willing to meet up and like do an actual date at some point, like over the weekend if you want.
Right.
And it was either a Friday or a Saturday night. I remember I didn't have much going on the next day. And she was like, okay, do you want to go do something tomorrow? I was like, sure, yeah. I'll drive over to you and I'll pick you up and we'll go bowling, because that's what I always do for first dates. Just because it's pretty easy to talk and bowl at the same time. Plus, I'm a good bowler, so I try to impress them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, impress him by shitting on him.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like,
I'm
that's a turkey. That sucks.
Oh, that's not a turkey. I go for 7 pieces, 8 pieces.
Oh my god.
You guys know I bowled for state and regional titles, right?
Yeah, whatever. Get fucked. Still knows
Okay.
these days.
Anyway,
Is Dustin good?
Yeah, Dustin's better than me. Yeah. Dustin made it to state every year I bowled in high school. I only made it to state 2 or 3 times, and that was as a team.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So you guys are good at weird sports.
Weird
Jordan, are you good at
sports,
like cricket or something?
Actually, I'm surprisingly fast. Ironic.
Anyway, so I was on my way to go pick her up that afternoon. I remember being really sick to my stomach. I don't know why. I think I was super nervous.
She was gonna murder you.
Yeah, that she ended up having a knife on her too, which was the funniest.
No
thing.
way.
Yeah, she actually thought I was like gonna come pick her up and like try to kidnap her or something.
She's the one who would. You know what?
Yeah.
Women are weird.
Yeah. Anyway, as I'm driving over to her house, because her house was like 40 minutes away from me, because it's Tinder and they don't do anything local. She messaged me. It's like, hey, my cousin got dropped off at my house and he doesn't have anywhere to go. Can you come with? I just was like, well, I'm already on my way there. I mean, I guess I kind of have to at this point, right?
No.
Well, I said, yeah, sure.
Oh my.
If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home.
Right.
I even paid for his bowling, if I remember correctly.
No way,
Yeah,
dude.
I
You're
was-
getting played
I
by
was
Kim.
a
You got
nice guy.
scammed.
Yeah,
You did get scammed.
I was a nice guy. Anyway, we ended up showing up there. We bowled for a while.
Did they ask you about your car's extended warranty as well, and you were just like, "Yeah, I'll do that too."
They should have, dude. I was driving
Seem like reputable guys.
I was driving that really old piece of shit Jeep I talked about in the first episode, so I should have gotten some type of extended warranty or something on it. Anyway,
I don't think they offer extended warranties for $500 each.
No.
I mean, I sold
You
it for
can't- you
1,000,
can't
so I did
polish
good
a
in the
turd,
end.
bro.
True, very very true.
Hey, the fuck you can't. You can
It's
polish
still-
a turd and make it look the best. You can put him in a suit and tie. It doesn't change the personality.
Yeah, he's still a turd.
Still tastes like a turd. Still looks like a turd.
Whoa,
It's a
wait,
turd.
why are you eating turds?
Yeah, wait. You
Well-
got something to tell us?
Well, if you polish it, it looks like chocolate. You don't know if it's chocolate
So
or
you
turd.
you eat it then?
Only if you polish it, right?
It makes
And
you
we're gonna
hungry?
have to move to My Strange Addictions.
Yeah.
That's not even my strange addictions, bro. It just put me out.
Gets catfish and eats poop. What kind of poop do you prefer?
Dude, can we
Is it
not?
human
can
feces
we not?
or-
Can
You have cats, so what about cats?
Can we not?
You just scoop the litter into a bag and it's like,
Yeah, put it on my plate, chop it up, use a
Yum.
fork and knife. Anyway,
yeah,
we
and then
gotta
you get
stop.
the clay with it and
Stop!
it's
Oh
like
my
crunchy.
lord, this is too much. How did we? Wait.
Did you say it was a PG podcast? We didn't. We're too
we
late
said it for
again.
we said it on the first episode. If they,
Oh, okay.
if
So they just skip to the seconds and they're screwed, right?
well,
you rape-
who would watch it out of order?
I would.
What? You're a weirdo, so
Well, I usually start from the most recent, hear how they sound, and then start from the beginning if I like it.
okay. Well, either way, I'm going back to my.
Don't start from the beginning.
I'm
The
going
first
to my
one's fine.
story, because I gotta finish my story.
All right, hurry up. 30 minutes left.
Whatever. We're not even at 30 minutes yet. Anyway, uh, we went bowling. She very, very clearly liked me from like the moment she met me, because
That's not good.
she was already like hugging me and putting like her arms all around me, and she was holding my hand within like the first 15 minutes of us meeting in person.
No.
And
Run.
yeah,
Clingy. That's always
we
gonna be-
will.
No, it's not even clingy, dude. That's literally psychotic.
I will fast forward to the end of this relationship because it came quick. It was only like a 2-month relationship.
Mhm.
I found out, I will say through people and my own instincts, that she was trying to cheat on me with my brother.
So she liked your brother more?
She liked my brother more, and the only reason she hung out with me was so I could drive her to my house so she could see him.
I like your brother more too. Would he do
You've
this
never,
podcast?
you didn't even know I had a brother.
I know, but I already like him more. Would he do this podcast?
He already said he wants to be on it at some point. So
Really?
we'll have him on.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on, and we're gonna tell the first story that from the podcast that didn't end up going up about the
The one. Yeah,
old
My
guy.
brother said he'll do it as well.
nice.
Fuck your
My
brother.
sister and
Nobody likes
girlfriend
him.
said they'd be on. Hey, Jordan, you know one thing we never mentioned?
What's that?
That our girlfriends are cousins.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Ha.
our girlfriends are cousins, by the way, everyone.
Sweet
Interesting.
home Alabama.
Yes, sir. No, it means not. It's not even half.
But
I
me and
know.
Austin aren't related. That makes
Yeah,
no
we're not
sense.
cousins.
It's a joke. Relax.
That was a bad
You're a
joke.
joke.
Where's your
I am
brother?
a
I want
joke.
him on here.
No, he's in his room. He's probably asleep by now, or
Oh,
close
so?
to it.
All right.
Yeah.
I had another topic. Hold on. I came ill prepared.
Why would you do that to us?
Cause
But wait,
it's
aren't we
fun.
gonna bring up the fact of what I was talking about?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for
Oh.
it.
Okay, so our buddies that we work with, you know, one of our buddy's sisters was into you at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
No.
Tell the
I
story.
thought you were gonna talk about another one.
I don't know how you forgot about this one.
Dude, okay, Ben, just something you should know is like I got a lot of flack at Chick-fil-A and I think it was 50-50 well deserved. I don't want it to be well deserved, but I feel like it was. I I started talking to the one girl that we told you about with Nick. And after I talked to her, then I talked to the second girl that I was complaining about her terrible parents. And then I went and talked to another girl at Chick-fil-A. And then I ended up talking to another girl at Chick-fil-A. And then that was it because I ended up leaving Chick-fil-A. But I definitely talked to like 4 girls. But I regret it.
In other words, Austin's a whore.
Yeah, that's what they called me. But they were, you know what made it worse? It like everyone blamed me. They're like, "Oh, you just went around dating all Chick-fil-A girls." But it's like all of them were friends and worked together and still went along with it. So who's really the dumb one is what I want to know. Like they talked on a daily basis and they're like, "Oh, you're talking to Austin this week? That's nice. He's a nice boy." Like, who's really the dumb one?
Why'd you make them sound like they're all 80-year-old Karens? Why'd you...
Is that what they? Is that
Because
what
they
my
may as
boy
well
said?
be.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, you
annoying.
guys worked retail. You should know what Karens sound like.
Retail.
Oh, sorry. You dealt
Fast
with
food.
you dealt with people.
And
I'm
it
sorry.
wasn't
I'm the
called
only one that
fast
worked
food.
retail.
They made sure to tell us it was called quick service.
Seriously?
Yeah, we were not allowed to call it fast food. That's
That's-
not what it is.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
Oh well.
I'm calling it what it
Go
is.
ahead,
It's
Jordan.
fast food.
Resume your story.
Okay, so anyway, it was one of our buddy's sisters, and she was really into Austin. She didn't work at Chick-fil-A. She actually wasn't old enough at the time.
Whoa,
She
wait a
was
minute.
14. She was.
Pause.
Hold on.
How old were
Hold
you?
on. Hold on. All of us, besides the dude whose brother or sister it was, and one other person, we were all under 18. We were all. I was 17. Jordan was 16, and she was 14. Nick was 18 at the time, or had just turned 18.
Okay, carefully proceed with this, because this still sounds...
I mean, as weird as it sounds being 17, I mean, 17 and 14, you're still both in high school. I was a junior and she was a freshman. But I didn't. All right, go ahead.
I mean, he really didn't end up getting with her or doing anything with her. I mean, like you talked maybe for a little bit.
It wasn't even
Well, as far
talking.
as I knew.
She just texted me a lot. I didn't really. There was no talking. There was no even like potential of dating. It was just she would snap me a few times, and that was really it.
Okay.
It wasn't anything crazy. And I thought Damon knew about it.
I'll do my best to remember to blur that. Edit that.
Oh gosh, that's too hard.
We're
I'm
not
talking about so many
mentioning
things.
names, you
I
moron.
I didn't say anything. Anyway,
I'll do my best to.
I'd say at that point we just leave this conversation.
he could just beep it out.
And even if he beeps
I'll-
it out,
I'll do my best to remember. Because I'm not recording. I'm not editing or doing any of this stuff tonight. I'm doing
I
it
don't think it'd be that
tomorrow.
big of a deal anyway. But
Yeah, true.
because it's
I
not like
mean-
there was nothing that happened.
not between you two.
We're not even gonna mention anything else.
Yeah, nope. That's why I said we'll just leave it where it's at.
We'll
You got-
tell Ben off camera.
You guys are making this really, really weird for me.
I want to make you as uncomfortable as possible.
It's getting there. It's
Okay,
getting
no,
there.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's our goal.
I'm gonna take what the heck. Bro, cats are weird. This
Yeah.
cat is like. Do you see my camera move? Because the cat just sprinted across it. Okay, anyway. No, I had a funny story. Oh my gosh, he just knocked my curtain off. No, I had a funny story. So I was at my buddy's house, and this was probably around the same time at Chick-fil-A, to be honest. And so I was like 17, and we used to just do stupid stuff. I mean, we would just get bored, and like I remember his mom made some muffins one time, and she just burnt the hell out of them, so they were just black and just hard like baseballs. So we took them outside and hit them with metal bats. Thought it was fun. They'd actually fly like a couple 100 feet. You know, I played baseball, so I could really Babe Ruth that baby a few yards over. So we used to. I actually can send you guys the video later because we have a video of it. My friend tossed up some golf balls of his brother's, and I was just dinging them, and I was hitting them like 4 or 5 houses down. Well, I got a hold of one of them, and like I said, you'll see it in the video. It just went. I mean, it literally went like 6 houses down all the way, and then all you heard was just a loud smack. And then we were all just like, oh. So we just tossed the bat down and then acted like we were playing basketball, throwing the football, just ignored it. And then like 10 minutes later, we're just laughing, having a good time. All of a sudden, from the backyard, we hear, hey! We all turn around and look, and it's like the neighbor dude.
Who blew this
And he-
bubble?
Yeah, yeah, right. And he goes, he goes,
Oh boy.
which one of you guys threw there hit this in our yard? And we've done it previously before this story. And he goes, our dogs have been choking on these balls since you guys have been hitting them over here. And I'm, me trying not to make fun of it. I was like, his dog's choking on balls. That's kind of funny. And then he sees me laugh. And I had like a gray shirt on. He goes, you! In the gray! He goes, I know it was you! And I looked at my friend. I go, he doesn't know anything. He's bluffing, trying to be tough. And he goes, if this happens again, I'm calling the cops. And I was like, all right. I go, let's
Bro,
not do it
I'm
again.
like 16 years old. You're gonna call the cops on me because there's
And
a
then
big
as soon as
bug
he
you go-
walked away, we were like, it won't happen again. And then as soon as it walked away, we lifted one up. I said, ding, right back in the same area, and then just let it be after that.
Oh shit.
I have one more, but I'll let you guys talk first, so I don't take up all the time.
I will say I've been very fortunate to have pretty good neighbors for almost my.
I'm sure they
entire
were
life.
great neighbors until their dog started choking on balls.
Yep.
I'm so glad we put that into context before you said that.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, one more real quick. Like I said, when we would get bored, we would just do stupid stuff. So, for some reason, I don't know why, I had eggs in my hand, right? And they're like, my buddy's like, just see how far you can throw it into the other yard. And I'm like, all right. I go, I'll see how far we can get. So then I just like wind up and I just fire this egg, just like the same direction that I was hitting the golf balls. And I don't know where it went. I think it just landed randomly in a yard. But then the neighbor that was literally just like right next to them comes out on his deck, and he doesn't have a shirt on. He was like, I think he was in the middle of putting his shirt on because he was like getting ready to mow, and it was a really hot day. Well, my buddy had a tree that was like overhanging into his yard right over the fence. So as I'm firing this egg up there, it hits the smallest tiniest twig of a branch hanging off the side explodes and rains down egg all over the neighbor as he's standing right there putting on his shirt. And he just looks at us and we're just standing there and I just have like 2 eggs left in my hand. He goes, "What the hell was that?" He goes, "It's running down my neck." And he's like wiping up egg coming down his neck. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. How's this dude gonna react? Is he gonna call the cops? Is he gonna come over here and fight me? I don't know what he's gonna do. Then he just runs in his house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna call the cops. I go, we're gonna get in trouble. This is not good. I go, how do I lie out of this one? So I'm trying to think of a lie. I'm over here like Jimmy Neutron. I'm like, think, try. What am I supposed to think of? He comes running out of the house. No lie, with a carton of eggs and just starts firing them at us. He just
that's
starts
great.
eggs.
That's
And they
great.
had, my buddy just installed a pool, so just eggs just go bloop, 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 just flying over the fence, and they're like flying everywhere, and we're like, oh my gosh, he wasted a whole carton of eggs on us just to like be funny. I
That's
don't know.
great though. I mean, honestly,
Oh, man.
Yeah, it is.
what's a better way to respond than to fucking hit him back with what they threw at you?
It was hilarious because
That's
then
great.
his buddy's parents were coming home and they were really anal about having the pool clean, and we were like, we're not getting in the pool to get the 6 eggs that are in there out. So he sent his little brother in there. We made him go in there and swim underneath and get all the eggs.
That is
That's
honestly
great though. I mean, I
yeah.
aspire to be like that when I
Yeah.
fucking own a house and I'm out, you know, like with other little kids running around, fucking like egging houses and shit.
Yeah,
Now,
oh,
I'm
it
gonna
was
throw eggs back
hilarious.
at you.
It
I'm gonna
was
throw eggs
hilarious.
back at you. That's great.
No, that's awesome. I know he probably did it to probably try to like piss you guys off, but
He
ended up,
did it, yeah, but he
And I
did it in
ended
a
up
lighthearted way.
yeah, he probably ended up taking like the honest, like best case scenario like route for that, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, and you could tell we didn't have like malicious intent. Like we weren't trying to hurt him with the eggs. It was a genuine accident. Like it hit the thinnest part of a branch you've ever seen in your life and just happened to crack and land right on him.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, funny guy.
Well, I'm glad you had a nice neighbor. I'm gonna go over a quick story I had where a neighbor was stalking me for quite a while.
Okay, what a turn.
And when I say stalking, I mean like he memorized my schedule.
Lord, your camera's buns.
What do you? Yeah, it is. What happened?
Yuck.
What the fuck?
What do you write? A Nokia? What is that? Oh, it looks terrible. It looks like you're taking a shower.
Anyway, I'll keep going with my story while Jordan fixes
Alright, go
his
ahead.
camera for those YouTube listeners. So he ended up, we ended up having a a bonfire backyard party, well, one day randomly, just for fun, and he ended up just inviting himself over, and coming over to the party unannounced, and started taking food off of our table. And we literally
terrible.
we literally never met the guy. He was a little bit older than me at the time, but he was still like a kid. So we ended up my stepdad ended up walking up to him and was like, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? All the basics." And he introduced himself and was like, "Yeah, basically my mom is not doing good and my dad left. I'm basically just
So come steal my chicken wings? What does that mean?
basically he was like, yeah, basically I'm hungry. I saw you guys were having a party. I was just gonna
Most people are hungry.
take a little
That's
bit
weird.
and go."
That's weird.
Because I guess his parents didn't do any grocery shopping or anything, and he was too young to have a job or something like that.
How
Anyway,
old? Wait, how old was he?
He was. I'll be honest, I don't know, because he was a tall, muscular guy, so he looked a lot older than what he was. But
And you trying to tell us something?
I'm saying he was very fit. I'm
Okay.
saying he was very athletic.
Is that your type?
This will come into the story later. I promise.
Okay.
I'm not saying this for weird reasons.
You like guys to work out?
Yeah,
I-
I was saying.
I mean, who doesn't?
I go to the gym, Ben.
Damn, Austin.
Should I not come around anymore? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm just saying, don't break up with your girlfriend anytime soon. Otherwise,
Well, oh my god.
otherwise we're gonna have a problem.
He
Yeah.
saw me without a shirt on. We're not going to the beach.
Anyway, long story short, my stepdad was like, "Yeah, okay, it's cool. You can hang out for a little bit, have some food," because I guess he just wasn't really getting fed all that much. So he was hanging out with the party, and of course I'm the only other kid his age, so he tended to gravitate toward me, and we talked for a little bit. And
Big word for you.
I'm not gonna lie, the dude was a weirdo. Like, even as like a nerdy little chubby ginger kid, I knew something was off about him. Like the moment I saw him, but I didn't know what it was. It
Right.
was just something.
School
Uh,
shooter.
well, we're getting there. Uh,
He grew up to be the Parkland shooter.
oh my god, no.
Wow.
He asked me of like what I did for school and stuff, and like what I was, where I went to school and stuff like that. And he kept
Right.
trying to convince me to leave my high school to go to his, because he wanted to put me on his football team. He thought for some reason I'd be a really good football player.
I mean, you look like you might be decent at football.
I never had any
You happy
interest in
enough?
playing football. Shut up, Jordan. Shut up.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
For the first time, Austin was being nice, and then Jordan had to interrupt it.
ah,
Anyway, he he started coming over a lot more while I wasn't home, and like he would knock on the door and ask my mom, was like, "Hey, is Ben home? Can he come out and like hang out, play?"
he's in the shower. That's fine. I'll go watch.
he he just kept doing it like every I wouldn't say every day, but every other day probably.
Right.
And every time she'd come and get me and be like, "Hey, you want to go hang out with this kid?" I'd tell her, "No, I'm not home. Don't tell him I'm home." It eventually got to the point where my mom was like, "Okay, you're being mean to this guy. You gotta like go hang out with him."
Wow. So your mom was that
My
type
mom,
of mom?
my mom threw me under the bus.
Is she still home?
She was.
I'll talk to her.
I'm not letting you talk to her.
Why?
Because no. Because no.
I see her on Saturdays anyway. Why can't I talk to her then?
Stick to the schedule, Austin.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Anyway, eventually, I end up having to go out like once, maybe twice a week, to hang out with him. And eventually, it got to the point where he would constantly look through my bedroom window to see if I was home.
What?
What the fuck?
I'm not
What?
kidding when I told you guys he's an actual stalker.
Dude, what? I would have called the cops, or I
So-
would have went and fought
so-
him.
Yeah,
I would've went and fought
absolutely.
him.
I probably would have like got a BB gun or a
Hang
rock
on.
or something, and
This-
every time he popped up, I'd throw it.
Dude,
at
you
him.
could have done what he did in
It-
Home Alone, and when he peeked through, you could have shot him with the BB gun.
It gets worse.
What do you mean it gets worse?
Shut
then?
up.
Why didn't
Let
you
me
stop
let me
Why didn't
finish
you
the
stop
story. Let me finish the story.
Ugh.
So, this goes on for like a month and a half.
Oh,
And I didn't realize that it was happening until I saw him out of the corner of my eye one day. And I ran outside, and he was standing outside my window, like, just waiting for me to come out, because he saw me run away. And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And he goes,
"Hey, Ben,
he goes,
you wanna
"Oh."
play?"
Exactly. He's like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" I was like,
Oh,
"No,
God.
dude, I'm busy doing stuff." I was like, "How long have you been watching me?" And he goes, "Today or like in general?" And I was like, "Okay,
What
that's."
the fuck?
I said,
I
"How
would have
about?"
punched him.
I
I would
said-
have punched him in the face.
No, I would have got my ass beat easily.
Really?
This comes into play later.
Fucking built.
I was like,
I take
"Well,"
creatine.
I told him, I was like, "Well, now I need to know both." He goes, "Well, I've been watching only for like an hour today, but I've been watching you for like a month now, a month and a half." I was like, "Dude, that's weird. Don't come back to my house." I was like, "Seriously, if I see you come back to my house, we're gonna have problems." He goes, "Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to get weird or anything." And he left.
Sorry, didn't mean for it to get weird.
You want to hear what's something even crazier? He ended up going back home, where the cops were called on him.
Oh, I wonder why.
It wasn't from me. Apparently,
Because one of your neighbors saw him standing out there.
no. Apparently, he abused his mom and all of his younger brothers to the
Maybe they
point
deserved it.
to. Okay, Austin.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was.
He
that was-
actually he actually abused them to the point where like the police were called and like he got like carted off to like an insane asylum basically.
So is he mentally ill?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly he has to be.
He thought you were cute. He wanted to abuse you too.
Something something
Oh
was actually
my
wrong with the guy,
gosh.
but apparently he really liked me for some reason.
I mean, he must have had something
Something was not clicking
mentally
right in his
wrong
head.
with him, and he just wanted you as a friend. But that's still creepy either way.
Yeah, he was like
Wanted you to
obsessed with
comfort him,
hanging
man.
out with me. Yes.
Reese.
So that was the only bad interaction with a neighbor I've ever had. Other than that, it's been like pretty all right. You
Pretty
know?
tame.
Yeah, nothing serious.
I had crazy neighbors that like. I remember riding my bike once, and I was riding like to a friend's house, and this dude had some really nice grass. Like it was nice grass. It wasn't crappy grass or anything, but like as I was riding, he used to like edge his grass, and like my bike tire got stuck as I was turning the corner really fast, and I went flying. I hit the concrete, but then kind of rolled up into his grass. No joke. As soon as I hit the ground, his screen door opened, and he was the older guy. He comes in, get off my grass. I was like, I fell. Relax. And he's like, I don't care. You need to get off. And I was like, ugh. I was like, that's not what I want to be when I grow up. That's disgusting.
You know, he's got no wife, no kids. He's got
Yeah, I
nothing
was
else
like,
going
what
for
is your
him.
problem? I was like, I don't care how nice your grass is. I fell. My bad.
No,
I was like, I'll try and fall a little different next time.
no.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll fall through your fucking window.
Right, I'll fall on you. Yeah,
Start hitting those golf balls back at him.
I'm gonna, dude. That's actually a good idea. Now that I live in the apartment, I could just start teeing off anywhere.
Uh,
I can hit like second story windows and stuff.
as long as you don't head it out toward the main road that's right out there. I think
Ooh,
you'll
that's
be
a
fine.
better idea.
That's not a better idea.
Capital.
That is not a better idea.
Everyone's
That
going like
is no.
65 miles an hour, and I'm just cracking golf balls. Dude, that's
Def-
awesome.
Definitely not a good idea. But you do
You know,
you.
speaking of throwing things at moving cars, um, I remember I went to an abandoned field, and it was like they were recently doing construction there, and I hid behind a dirt mound, and I had like I don't know, a baseball sized rock, maybe a little bit smaller, probably half the size of a baseball sized rock, a golf ball sized rock, and I was sitting behind the hill, and I was just with a friend. I can't remember who it was, male, female, I don't remember, but I was like listening for a car to come, and I was just gonna toss it and hopefully time it at the right time and maybe make contact. I thought it'd be cool, not safe but cool. I made contact with a car. I think it was like a old Toyota Camry that I just like I timed it somehow going 50 miles an hour. I was able to toss it with an arc, and I just heard, boom, and they just kept driving, and I was like, well,
Yeah, it's possible they didn't even know. Stuff like that
I
happens.
I also threw one. My buddy had he had a car it had a convertible had a sunroof,
Oh, yeah.
and we had the sunroof down, and I was thirsty and I wanted a bottle of water. I remember, and it was like four of us in the car. It was me and the girl I was dating, and then my buddy and the girl he was dating. They had front seat, me and my girl had back seat. And I was like, bro, do you have a water? I was like, I know you have one in here. And he hands me, first of all, a Dasani. No one drinks that crappy water.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That stuff's gross, right? And it had been sitting in the car, and it had like one sip over, and you could see all the bubbles. And I was like, I'm not drinking that. I'd rather dehydrate than put that in my body. So out of trying to be funny and a little bit of anger as we're driving, and we're probably going like 50 miles an hour, I just launched it out of the sunroof. At the same time, this old Chevy pickup was just flying by. It just cracks the front of the windshield, and the dude just slams on his brake, and we're just like, oh, we got out of there pretty quickly.
You're a dick.
I know, but I
You're
was
an
like,
I
who
would have
gives?
been pissed. I would have been pissed.
It didn't break a windshield. It just hit it, and it was heavy, but no windshield was broken. It might have left a small dent on the hood, though.
Jordan got pissed from the tiniest crack in his windshield, or not his windshield, his mirror.
Mirror?
From
Yeah,
his
I
work. I
would
can't
too. That's
imagine what he would do
ridiculous.
about that.
But yeah, the dude slammed on his brakes and stopped, and we were like, but like, who's more of the dick, the person who threw it or the person who handed him Dasani water when he was thirsty? I mean, come on.
Definitely the person who threw it, you moron.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've never actually like hurt a car or anything like that. Besides, like from my own ill will towards my own car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just karma that after I threw that, 10 years later, I would get rear-ended by a psychopath.
Yeah, that's karma. I don't know. It was 10 years worth of karma, but it was 10. It was
It wasn't 10 years. It was probably 5.
well, even still, that's a lot of karma.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I had some more topics. I was going to get your guys' opinions.
Yeah.
All right, let's do most embarrassing moments. That
Oh,
sounds
God.
funny.
Oh,
I know
no.
Ben. I know Ben has a lot. I mean, he's just a goofy person in general.
Bro, his
Yeah.
entire life is an
yeah,
embarrassment.
when he came out of the womb, it was just embarrassing for his family.
So I only have one that comes immediately to mind, but I know I have a lot.
Okay.
So to give just a tiny bit of backstory, our mutual friend Dustin and I went to the same high school, and
Name drop.
well, we talked about it in last podcast.
Yeah, I know. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he's not gonna be mad about it. I don't even know if he'll remember this honestly. He ended up he was talking to a girl at the time, and I have had a crush on her, or I had a crush on her for years. It was like the longest crush I think I ever had. But he was talking to her without me knowing it, and
Ooh.
she ended up like bumping into me one day in the hallway by accident. And for some reason, I thought it would be funny just to scream at her. I
What's
don't,
wrong with you?
I don't. I told you it was embarrassing, man. I
See,
decided
now
to
I'm looking
just,
back on the stalker story, and I'm
n-
trying to see who was really at fault when
I
you started
decided
yelling
just to
that story.
yell at her. I thought she would know it was a joke, but she gave me the worst look possible. And I
Hmm.
immediately, instead of saying sorry or anything, I just walked away. I pretended like it didn't happen.
That was the worst thing you could have done.
Yep.
Makes it 10 times worse.
And it's even better because Dustin walked up to me there that day and he goes, "Dude, what did you do to her? Like she's been texting me all day. You reacted like super weird to her."
Dude, you're such a weirdo.
And I straight up told him, I was like, "Oh, yeah,
Ben,
man.
I see why you have problems with the relationship.
Yeah, thank you." Anyway, I
That's
was
called karma.
yeah.
All right, Jordan, what about you?
Most embarrassing. Um, Definitely by far. In middle school, one time, uh, we were gonna watch a video in like science class or whatever, and when the teacher went to go turn out the lights, I yelled rape at the top of my lungs,
Oh, no.
and she knew it was me, and she called me out for it as soon as I said it, and sent me out to the hall, and I was like, God damn it!
You gotta
I
change your
thought I was
voice or
gonna die.
something. Yeah, you gotta
That's
change your voice or
hilarious.
something. Like, come on, man.
See, I avoid embarrassing situations, but I do have one, and it was just super embarrassing because I only like attention from people if I purposely draw it from people by like saying something funny or doing something funny. But like if it's just attention on me for no reason, don't like it whatsoever. But anyway, it was me and my buddy. It was freshman year of high school. And I went to a large high school. I mean, there's 6,000 people that go to that high school. So there's a lot of people. Well, we had the same gym period, and so we had to go there for the first. It was the last. It was like, yeah, it was the last hour of the day, and so we were like, okay, let's go there. So we went to where it said on our schedules, but then when we got there, they're like, oh no, you have to go to this gym. And we didn't know where that gym was, so we spent the whole passing period trying to find it. Didn't end up finding it. Then we weren't even like a minute or two late. It ended up being 5 to 10 minutes late. So then it was that awkward late to where like if you walk in, it's just everyone staring at you then, and then it's weird, right? What's even more weird is since it was a whole period, there's multiple classes that go to that period. So there was like 70 kids in the gym, right? And I'm like, we can't go in there 10 minutes late now. He goes, we could hide in the bathroom for like 40 minutes playing on our phones and then just come out after the period's over. I'm like, all right, no, that sounds perfect. So we go in the bathroom. We're sitting on our phones because we wanted to avoid the awkward walking in late. I didn't really feel like going anyway. All they do is sit you down, you get a paper, and you listen to a bunch of old people tell you how to do a mile. I didn't feel like doing it. So we sat down. We're sitting on the toilets. We're probably 10 minutes in, and then all of a sudden the door opens. I'm like, okay, someone's using the bathroom. Oh, that's a weird time for someone to use the bathroom. And then like I hear them like just walk in, stand still, and they're like, anyone in here? I know you guys are in here. You guys are hiding. I'm like, who the hell knows we're in here hiding? So I just stayed quiet. And then my buddy just walks out immediately. He's like, yeah, I'm in here. My buddy, he's in the other stall. I'm like, what? What do you mean in the other stall?
Bro, you
And
could
then he
have
goes,
covered for me.
I know. He goes, hey, you done in there? I'm like, so I flushed and then like acted like I was doing something and then came out. I was like, "Yeah, I just finished. What's up?" He goes, "You guys need to get to class where you're supposed to be." And then my friend's like, "Oh, but we're supposed to have gym. We don't know where it's at." And he goes, "I'll take you guys." So he takes us in there, and then they're mid talking in the middle of the gym, 70 kids, and he walks us. The security guard, who's the one who get it, walks us in there right next to him. He's like, "Go on, gentlemen," and everyone stops. Even the teachers stop and look at us. They're like, "Oh, welcome. Glad you can join us." I was like, "Ah." I want to kill myself.
It would have been so easy for any of you guys just to be like, "Yeah, we're going to the bathroom, bro. Leave us alone."
I know. That's all you had to do. All you had to say was, "Yeah, I'm using the bathroom real quick," and
We
then the dude's not gonna stand in there.
he must have watched you guys walk into the bathroom
He
and not.
must have watched us go in there and then just not come out for a while.
Yeah, no,
I could have just told him I
that's
had like
weird.
Chipotle the night before, and then he could have just let me go.
Yeah, or Taco Bell. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Yeah, the only other embarrassing memory I have is using Axe body spray during gym, because yeah,
What year?
Oh, it was middle school, I think.
Oh, I did it too.
I mean, everyone in
Uh,
middle school did it, but
yeah.
I look back on it now. I'm like, fuck, I'm so
I mean,
sorry.
after wrestling practice, because we had like morning wrestling practice sometimes, so we'd have to go in there. We'd get there. I think school started at like 8:30, 8:45, and we had to get there at 6:30, and we wrestled till 7:30, and then we'd shower at 8, and then we'd have to be ready for school, obviously, in the morning. And then we'd all shower, and there was always some kid who would run in there naked. Everyone else showered with underwear on, but one dude tried to be the class clown and would run in there naked, win the shower with you, and try and be, strange. That was fun. You guys should be happy you aren't athletic because there was a lot of weird stuff that happened. But then after we were done showering, there would be one kid who would just bring like the OG like Axe body spray and we'd just pass it around. We'd all
uh,
smell like straight douchebags.
yeah, yeah. So did you guys have to shower after gym class?
No.
No. Okay. Uh,
People,
uh,
well, we had to shower after swimming,
okay, that's fair.
I mean,
but
they
we
told
didn't.
us to.
Yeah,
I
and they
never
told us
did.
to. We never had to, but I always did because so many people did it, and like I wasn't ashamed of my body. I mean, I know what I'm packing, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I was like, I will shower with my
I
boxers on. It's
mean,
okay.
I was more along the lines of my gym class was at the last period of the day, whether it was
Mine
middle
was too.
school and high school. I just
I
went
still
home
did
and
it.
showered afterward.
I
I didn't
remember.
like. I didn't. Okay, I'll be fair. I didn't shower. I literally went in with my swim trunks usually on, got hot water on me because the water was usually cold for swimming. Got hot water and then just dried off and changed. It wasn't like we sat there and were like, and like
Yeah.
Hey, nice
shampooing,
cock,
conditioning.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. That's not what
Wait,
we
you
did.
guys didn't do that?
Okay, but
No, your interest in men is different.
yeah.
That's how that works.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring it up because I always thought it was weird that they, uh, I was never allowed to use the showers after gym.
Yeah, we were allowed to. I in middle school only if we wrestled in the morning. Only if we wrestled in the morning. And then high school freshman year after swimming. That's it.
I had gym class
Even
like
when I did sports, like after school, they didn't have a shower. Like football, I remember doing it in the rain, and I'd go home with like so more mud than like human. And they were like, "Oh well, you have a shower at home." I was like, "It's gonna clog the shower at home."
right.
I was like, "They're gonna have to rinse me off with a hose."
I always had gym class like my second period, so like it's only like an hour and a half into school, and I'm already hot and sweaty. I'm like, can I take a
Oh,
shower? And they're
oh,
like,
that's
no, you're not
unfortunate.
allowed to.
I
Like,
always had it last period, so I was lucky.
no. So I'd walk around all day, and I always felt gross.
Although it sucked when you had swimming and then it was 0 degrees outside and you'd walk outside with wet hair and then it would just crystallize on your head and then
Yes.
you'd defrost in the bus. That
Yes.
sucked.
See, we don't have a pool at our school, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I didn't bust. My school didn't.
Oh yeah, so I was privileged. You guys went to poor man's school.
My graduating class was like 50 people.
My
So,
graduating class was like 900.
what the fuck?
Yeah. It took
Mine was
7 hours.
200?
It took
Yeah.
7.5 hours at Notre Dame.
It took me a whopping 40 minutes, if that.
What? We had to
Yeah.
I
go.
wish.
We had to get there at 4 o'clock, and I didn't get home until like 2 a.m.
I actually think our guest speaker took longer than the actual walking ceremony did.
Did you guys have to go back after you graduated and like do anything at school? Because we did.
No.
I literally tossed my cap, or we weren't supposed to, so I didn't technically toss my cap, but that was the time. My government teacher sat in front of me, and I go, finally, we're done. She had the audacity to turn around and say, "You're not done yet. You have to be here Monday for your final." And I was like, I hate you.
Oh, see, we always did our finals like
They wouldn't let us do it.
2 or 3 months
They wouldn't let us do it.
before we walked, and then we literally had like the last 3 months of school that like everyone else had off.
They literally flat out told us that they weren't going to let us take the finals early, even though they had plenty of time. So like 2 weeks before we graduated, we did nothing. And then they go, "We're not going to give you your finals because we know you won't show up for the last week. So we're going to save it till the last week till you do all your finals." So instead of getting off like 10 days early, I got off like 2 days early.
And
I just
got
stopped
off-
going to school the last
I
two
got
days
off
because
like
I finished all my
3
finals.
months early, dude. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really didn't go at all.
Yeah, that too. All right, guys, you want to wrap it up there? It's been about an hour.
It's been about an hour.
Yeah, it's 59 minutes, closing in on an hour. So,
Okay, so you're kind of try to cut us short, huh?
listen, man.
You don't like our
I'm
commentary?
tired. No, it's not you guys. I'm tired.
I'm
ready for
tired
bed.
too.
For those, we're recording kind of late at night for us, considering we have to wake up early for work
I blame
next
Jordan.
morning.
He invited 400 people to play video games with us at 9
Well,
o'clock at
hold
night.
on. No, Hunky joined, and
No.
then he was like, "Hey, I got all these people," and then they
Yeah.
just started joining.
To be fair, Jordan didn't invite anyone. They just showed up, and Jordan's like, "Yeah, we'll play." So that one's on him.
Jordan's
Yeah, I
friends
mean,
with all of them.
agreeing to it was on.
Agreeing to it, and even when I said, "Hey, let's stop at this half," and we didn't. So, yeah. Anyway,
No, correction, you didn't.
you guys.
Yes, let's play the blame game. Blame
Let's-
game before we end it. I like it.
I'm not playing.
I blame Austin for initially playing Valorant.
Wow. I blame Damon for getting me into the game Valorant. He got me the beta code.
Yeah, hey, same.
Really, you guys didn't run
Screw
it?
that guy. Huh?
I never even heard of the game until he suggested it to me, and actually, I did get my own. beta
No,
code,
I
but-
heard of it, but I was like, I'm not playing that game. It's too hyped. I don't like playing games when like everyone's like on the hype. Like that New World game that just came out. Like it looks kind of cool.
Dude, it's actually so good.
You mean
But
the
the
one
thing is,
Jordan's playing right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone gets on a new game and they're like, "Oh, it's the best game. It's so much fun." And then like a month in, everyone's opinion changes, and I hate that. So like when everyone's like, "Oh, you should get Valorant," I was like, and they're like, I go, "How do you get it? Is it you just download it for free?" They're like, "Yeah, but you have to watch a random stream that's randomly giving away keys, and at any time throughout like 1 to 5 weeks, you could potentially get a key." I go, "That sounds horrendous. Why would I do that?"
You
And
know,
then I
ev-
was like, "I'll get a friend to do it for me," and then Damon did it for
yeah,
me.
you know, everyone just out there with the streams open on the side, like. Just,
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
that's
weird.
what I did.
He had like 5
And-
tabs open with all of our accounts on there, and then just randomly got keys and sent it to us.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, we gotta wrap it up here, boys. Thank you very much for watching the second episode of the Sausage Fest podcast. Blah, blah, blah.
Good job. Good job,
Thanks.
English.
Thanks.
English.
English,
Pastacast.
English is my third language besides
Mm.
retard and autism.
Oh,
Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, I'm.
So in your graduating class, did you guys all have helmets?
Instead of the graduation cap. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching the second episode of the Sausage Fest podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, download. You know, all the basic shit everyone says. Ring the bell. That's the other one. Ring the bell.
Oh yeah.
Ring the
Post
bell.
notifications on. That's what they call it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, hit that bell. That one right there. Get
Yeah,
it.
I
Hit
see
subscribe
it.
first.
It's right by his nipple. I can point to it.
I'm not doing
Yes.
any of this editing. I hope you guys know that. Not a single
fine.
thing.
It's pure
Anyway,
comedy.
yeah. Anyway, do all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed.
If you didn't, I mean,
if
I
you
don't know
didn't,
what you
I'm sorry.
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter anyway.
yeah, you're probably
mean,
a clown.
I mean, to be fair, you clicked on a Sausage Fest podcast. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what you're
that's
expecting
facts.
going
Anyone who
into
clicks
it.
Sausage Fest, you can't have high hopes.
Right. But if you guys want anything specific talked about, like a specific topic, go ahead and leave it down below. We'll
Yeah, put it in the YouTube comments.
yeah, we'll go through them. We'll see if anything pops up that we like or have any interesting stories that go with them. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yay.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
See you guys.